Ladies and gentlemen, live from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 to episode 2384. And this is the AEW All In Texas Event Center report. And there's been a lot of matches going on. This is probably the craziest event ever. A lot of wrestling events happening this weekend. And I just got done doing Great American Bash. NXT Great American Bash, now to do AEW All In. We're going to do the zero hour. Somebody's joined AEW, Josh Matthews, usually part of TNA. I think he's now part of the AEW broadcasting. I don't know if Alex Marvez is still there with AEW, maybe to replace him. I don't know. But he interviewed Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. And Ospreay, you know, they were gotten serious about their tag match against the Young Bucks, in which if the Young Bucks win the matchup, Ospreay and Swerve won't be able to challenge for the title for a year. But if they defeated the Young Bucks, then the Young Bucks had to relinquish their power as EVPs, Executive Vice Presidents, because they were too busy abusing that power. So what happened was, So what happened was they talked about it, and then Swerve was joking. I was effing with you. I was like screwing with you. Come on, dude. We know we got this. And he says, I'm very confident we can beat the Young Bucks. You took a risk. Listen, I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in you. So, and that was really cool of Swerve to be like that towards Will Ospreay. 8-man tag match to start off. Shane Taylor Promotions. That's the team of Shane Taylor, the Infantry, Captain Sean Dean, Carly Bravo with Trish Adora in their corner, and Lee Moriarty as the peer champ as they went up against the Sons of Texas. That would be the tag team champions, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and the 6-man tag team, and the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions, the Von Erichs, Marshall and Ross. But just in case STP decided to do a little bit of shenanigans, the Rhodes brothers, Wyatt and Wayne Rhodes, backed them up. And the Sons of Texas, and that's what we're collectively known, ended up winning that 8-man tag match. Kevin and Von Erich, I think the Wayne brothers and the Rhodes brothers knew that was going to happen because Kevin Von Erich was there with them, and Anthony Ogogo, who's joined Shane Taylor Promotions, got hit with the Iron Claw. And then another 8-man tag matchup as the Don Callis families, Roppongi Vice, head to Sarah Lance Archer against Big Boom AJ, accompanied by Big Justice and the Rizzler, and Hologram, Tomohiro Ishii, and Kyle O'Reilly of the Conglomeration. And the Conglomeration team, along with Big Boom AJ, has won that matchup on 0 Hour. And then a tag team feud continues on between the Outrunners and FTR in a rematch from Collision, and FTR ended up winning the matchup after Stokely Hathaway gets involved. Then the trio's title was on the line to start things off. The Ops versus the Death Riders for the trio's title. The Ops had Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Katsuyori Shibata, and the Ops ended up retaining the titles against the Death Rider team of Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Gabe Kidd. But the Death Riders attacked the Ops after the matchup, and Samoa Joe was taken out on a stretcher. Meanwhile, MVP was on commentary for the Men's Casino Gauntlet. MJF and Mark Briscoe started off, then Ricochet, then Bandito, then Konosuke Takeshita, then Mystico, then Josh Alexander, then Anthony Bowens, Roderick Strong, then Brody King. Juice Robinson made his return. Kota Ibushi ended up in the matchup. Beast Mortals and Max Caster, and my prediction was that MJF was going to win that matchup, and guess what? Where is... Yep. MJF. I didn't do the 0 Hour. MJF was won that matchup 1-0. So I was pretty smart in making my pick there. Then Adam Cole comes out to address the Texas crowd about his health, and he was not medically cleared to compete. He had to vacate the TNT title, which a fatal four-way matchup between Daniel Garcia, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Kyle Fletcher would end up winning the matchup. So I picked Fletcher to win, so I was wrong in my prediction there. So and Dustin Rhodes ends up becoming the new TNT champion. There's a little tension between him and Guevara, but Guevara in the end understood and had respect for Dustin Rhodes. The Sons of Texas, including the Rhodes brothers, came out to celebrate with him. So, so there's that. Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland against the Young Bucks, and Will Ospreay had a cool Assassin's Creed-like entrance, while JoJo Offerman, the widow of Bray Wyatt, came in and sang a little Shaka Khan classic Ain't Nobody for Swerve Strickland. And you know, the stipulation of the matchup was if Ospreay and Strickland wins, EVPs are no longer in power. In fact, they had to give up that title of Executive Vice President. But the Young Bucks win. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay cannot challenge for the championship for at least a year. Well, guess what? Miracles happen, ladies and gentlemen. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay won the matchup. The EVPs are no longer in power. If I were the Young Bucks, I would focus on becoming one of the best tag teams in wrestling instead of being douchebag jerks. And I think, I believe that Excalibur hitting the nail on the head. I think the money and the fame and being this founders, all that has gotten to their heads. The Young Bucks need to be reminded about who they truly are. I mean, I'm sorry. You get all that stuff, it goes to your head, you act arrogant, you don't care about anybody but yourselves, you act like, basically, Generation Me. That's what they were in TNA. So I think the Young Bucks need to, get their minds straight a little bit. So I think they should take the time off to get their minds straight and focus on becoming one of the best tag teams in wrestling. Instead of acting like Beavis and Butthead, you know what I mean? That's my personal opinion on that matter. Then the Women's Casino Gauntlet, Kris Statlander and Megan Bayne started off. And then you got another big woman, Willa Nightingale, coming in. Those three were going at it. Tay Mello came in. Tekla came in. Julia Hart came in. Queen Aminata came in. The interim Ring of Honor Women's Television Champ, Mina Shirakawa, was in it. And then Athena came in. Thunder Rosa, Shuri making her debut in AEW, and Alex Windsor also making her AEW debut. But during the matchup, Penelope Ford and Sky Blue got involved in the matchup to the point where Penelope Ford was attacking Ty Mello during the matchup, but then, as they were setting up Ty Mello to hurt her between Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne, Harley Cameron made her return, attacking Penelope Ford, and then when Anna Jay saw Penelope Ford and all that, both Harley Cameron and Anna Jay were chasing Penelope Ford to the back. Sky Blue got involved. In fact, Mina Shirakawa put her in the figure four, but she was not involved in the matchup. But in the end, though, Athena, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, is now the number one contender. I mean, she gets to face either Mercedes Moné or Toni Storm. Either way, it's going to be a heck of a matchup between those. Either way. And then FTR on commentary for this next matchup. The AEW Tag Team titles in a triple threat. Hurt Syndicate. That's Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin defense against the Patriarchy, Christian Cage, and Ring of Honor Television Champ Nick Wayne, and Jet Speed. That's be the team of Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. And FTR gets in the matchup. Gets involved in the matchup, but the Hurt Syndicate did retain the title, though, despite that. But then after the matchup, looks like FTR and the Patriarchy were confronting each other, and then, Nick Wayne kept saving when he was about to get into FTR's faces. Christian Cage's hold up. He had to stand up for the Patriarchy, and then Nick Wayne snapped, attacked Christian Cage. And then looks like Kip Sabian and Mother Wayne, Shayna Wayne, was in on it. And Shayna Wayne did slap Christian Cage a couple of times. And then FTR endorsed it. And they're about to give Christian Cage a dose of his own medicine with the concerto until Cope came back. Adam Copeland came back. Fought off FTR and Nick Wayne and Christian Cage. Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. As the patriarchy does retreat, no longer and then Cope has Spike in his hands, helped up Christian Cage. He goes, "Go find yourself," and left Spike there. And then Christian Cage helped up Spike. And would it be the reuniting of Edge and Christian in AEW? Cope and Cage? This is going to be something to think about, folks. This is something. So, then the AEW Women's World Title line, the timeless one, Toni Storm, against Mercedes Moné. Toni Storm, gorgeous as ever. I'm not happy that her husband's back, but was she the one that encouraged, encouraged him to shave? Yeah, and Juice Robinson no longer looked like the Geico caveman. That means Toni Storm cannot save 15% on her car insurance. Anyways, in the end, Toni Storm retained the title, the timeless one. So that means her and Athena down the line. It's going to be a heck of a match between those two. And I'm sure that I think it's going to be a little feud going back to the NXT days. Who knows? Then the unified title on the line, International Champion Kenny Omega. Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada, title for title. Jim Ross returns on commentary for the first time since defeating cancer. All right, Jim Ross. And in the end, Don Callis got involved during the matchup. Kazuchika Okada won the matchup. So, who's right? So, okay, ding and ding and ding. Oh, and ding. So far I'm 4-3 in my picks. And in the end, Kazuchika Okada is the first AEW Unified Champion. And Ibushi was helping Omega to the back. Texas Death Match for the world title on the line. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. And the Death Riders, the Young Bucks. The Death Riders got involved during the match. Ospreay tries to help, but Death Riders got to him, hurt him. Darby Allin cut a promo from the top of Mount Everest, but then they were like, "What the heck is going on?" A masked hooded person came into the ring, attacking the Death Riders, and it's Bryan Danielson. He's made his return. And then Darby Allin came from the ceiling, coming down from Mount Everest to attack Jon Moxley. Maria Shafir aids Moxley, but the Bucks would super kicked Hangman Adam Page. Prince Nana handcuffs Shafir, and then Swerve knocks out the Bucks with a chain that Hangman Adam Page gave him. And then Swerve says, "Here's the chain, use it." He does. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new world champion, Hangman Adam Page. So I'm 5-3 in my picks so far. 5-3 in my picks for, that's right, AEW All In. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. Next up, Saturday night's main event, okay? So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.